What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to talk about helmets, and at the end of the video I'll give you a little bit of advice on how to properly size a helmet for safety and for comfort for you. So ever since my days of working in a motorcycle dealership, everybody has come up to me and said, what's the best helmet you can buy? Truth is, there's no best, but there definitely is a worst. So when I was younger, in my wee early 20s, I worked at a motorcycle dealership, as some of you might know. I sold gear, I had to learn about gear, I used gear, I've had a plethora of gear. I think this is like the 6th helmet I've had in my life, which is probably way too many, but you buy hits and misses and all that kind of stuff, and as you learn, you kind of step into better stuff. And especially when you don't have a budget for it, you eventually step into better stuff. When you do, or at least you should, when you have the extra change lying around. Why not? You only get one head, and you can buy a million of these things. Helmets are made of a couple different materials most of the time. Every once in a while you'll find a helmet company that makes it out of one, which is usually a bunch of composite materials. Like Arrive makes their helmet out of S-glass, which is not just one material from what I understand. It's a manufacturer of a couple different things. It's what we actually line the space shuttle with. But ultimately it's a safe product, or a helmet if you will. Sedici went the whole route of trying to make it the safest helmet possible, but trying to not break the bank. I understand that not everybody can afford a $700 helmet, or even a $600, or even a $400 helmet. It's very pricey, and I understand, like, spend money on gear as much as you can. Just high quality stuff, good cut stuff usually will last a very long time. Unless it's one manufacturer that everybody knows I hate so much. That stuff has fallen apart on me, and for how much I spend on it, it's not worth it. You might be able to piece that together from other videos. Sedici kind of knocked it out of the park with this one. They didn't really compromise on the whole cheapness of material. They tried to make a helmet that fit your budget and also protected your head. And they gave a little bit of Italian styling to it, which is nice. My personal opinion, I like European styling. It's just kind of, it's, in my opinion, better than American. It is a tri-composite helmet. Also, they use different shell sizes. So a lot of the time, a lot of helmet companies will make one size per 3 sizes, like one outer shell per 3 sizes. So if I buy, let's say I'm a XL, my helmet size is actually maybe even a 4X or a 3X or a 2X. Very rarely does a helmet manufacturer make an actual shell per helmet size. So if, for instance, if I was wearing something that has a 3-letter acronym that I can't say on here, they make, me personally, I fit a small. My helmet size was a large. The outer shell was the same size as a large. So I was wearing a large, giant shell in a small head. So basically what they do is they have the outer shell and the inner shell. The inner shell is usually made of styrofoam. It's a little more forgiving than styrofoam, but it actually has most of the same properties as styrofoam. It is styrene foam, but a few extra things added to it. Some manufacturers will actually have 2 sizes per shell. So if I'm a small, I'm actually fitting into a small. So it fits extra small and small. The next one up is medium, large. Next one up is extra large, 2XL. Sedici actually makes 4 helmet sizes, I believe. I cannot remember what they are, but I believe I fit a medium and a small. You ever look at some people and you notice their helmet's like 5 sizes too big, but it's actually properly sized for them? Yeah, it looks weird, doesn't it? And I know riding a bike, it's a lot of the stuff I talk about is functionality, but come on guys, I mean, you want some style points in there. It's not bad. And if you don't feel good wearing your gear, you kind of not really having a lot of fun, are you? So, Sedici does a single composite for the inside, so you only have one density foam, and then the outside is actually, I believe, a tri-composite or a dual composite, which, like I said, they did crash test ratings and all that kind of stuff. I've seen most of the stuff they've done, and it actually is a very, very nice helmet. The pros of this helmet, it's highly ventilated. In the summertime when you're riding around, it is absolutely awesome. I never, ever, ever have a complaint about my helmet is just too freaking hot. The whole thing is a high flow helmet. It's made to be used in hot temperatures and hot weather. Unfortunately, you can't close any of the vents, which is the crappy part of it. You have 2 in the eyebrow, you also have 1 in the chin, and you have 2 exhaust vents in the rear of the helmet. I don't know if you can actually see that. In the rear of the helmet, and you also have 2 exhaust vents in the top of the helmet. So lower and upper it's a super high breathability helmet. The visor doesn't really do too bad at high speeds. Actually, when you're looking straight, it's normal. When you look to the side, of course, it's 70 miles an hour. You're gonna get some kind of drag, which is not bad. My only complaint about the helmet is actually this visor. The drop-down visor itself, unfortunately, doesn't make a seal up here. And, well, I stand corrected. It makes a seal, but it also makes a seal late. So there's as I close this, you can see back here, there's a lip. So if I'm turned my head too far, and like let's say I'm about to change lanes and look into the other lane for traffic, enough wind will catch this and slightly crack it, which is not bad at high temperatures. It's just like, it's more annoying than anything else because every time you change lanes at 80, you have to re-close the helmet every single time. Also comes with removable liners, so if you sweat a lot like I do in Texas when it's 102 degrees and there's 100% humidity, you can actually take the liner out, wash it. It takes about a day and a half to dry, so I kind of tend to do that on the weekends, usually when I'm not going to be riding around a lot or not needing to go anywhere. You can use a hairdryer to speed up the process, but I really wouldn't push it just because of the fact that you don't want to shrink anything or just get heat damage and all that kind of stuff. The visor is adjustable. All the hardware is actually metal hardware, and the helmet was designed with in mind that you might wear goggles for it. It is actually a full-blown adventure helmet. It's not one of those crossover helmets that's like the Icon variant helmet, which is just a sport helmet that looks funky with a visor on it. That makes no sense to me, but whatever. This you can actually wear with goggles, so if you wanted to, you can remove the visor and actually wear a full-blown pair of goggles over it. And the back of the helmet is designed to hold a pair of goggles. It's actually got a lip that contours, and there's actually a kind of a more of an indent or a lip here that's very perfect for that. Cons of the helmet: you can't close the vents. That's really about it. It's a high flow helmet and you can't really close the vents when it's very cold out. So in the wintertime, I'm not gonna be the happiest guy around. I'm probably gonna have a polar mask on and wondering why I decided to ride a supermoto to work every day of the year. And that's really the only cons I can come up with about the helmet. Everything else is easily replaceable. It's not cheaply built. It's actually a pretty good run-of-the-mill helmet for 200 bucks. As far as the $200 price point, that should be around bare minimum what you should be paying for a helmet. If you want an $80 helmet or maybe a $120 helmet, I would just recommend saving your pennies. Just wait a little longer, save a little bit more, and get something around at least the $180 price point. Just material gets so much better at that point, and research and development goes so much farther, guys. As far as fitment goes, we've all seen that guy. The guy who, when you grab the chin bar on the helmet from him, he looks up and the helmet stays there, yet he's looking up into the top of the cranial portion of it. That's not a proper fitment. So some advice for you guys: when you go to buy a helmet, you're supposed to get pushed up cheeks. It'll look like the Campbell's Kid effect. You'll feel like it's fat mouthed and all that kind of stuff. If you're really wondering how it will feel when it breaks in, wear a size bigger. When I bought this, I walked over to a medium because I know I am a small. I fit right in the middle of everybody's small category. And I took the medium on, I put it on and went, that's comfortable, but it's too loose. When you grab the chin bar and you can look up or around, it's too big of a helmet for you. So I grabbed the medium, I threw it on, it felt comfortable, took the medium off, walked over to a small, put it on, and then I immediately grabbed the chin bar, looked up. I could look up maybe barely a centimeter or two. It was very minimal. Also, if you walk over to, let's say, your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever's having the helmet sized, put your finger right up along the forehead portion. If you can fit a full-blown finger up in there, like very far, that's not a good idea. If you can fit 3 or 4 fingers, that's not a properly sized helmet. If you can spin the thing around somebody's head, That's not a properly sized helmet. Sometimes you kind of gotta take and get what you get, kind of thing. It's very hard to properly size a helmet because, like all of us, none of us are exactly the same. If I get this snug first, my next thing will be get this snug later. Because a lot of the time you'll actually have up here is fine, and nothing down here kind of deal. So the helmet will kind of like, it's almost like a bucket on your head. So what you can do if you have smaller cheeks, you remove the cheek pads and put large ones in. So I would take this helmet if I had more of a thinner profile to my jaw, and I would replace it with large cheek pads or medium cheek pads. I would do probably 2 sizes up or 1 size up. 1 size up might be a little better, but chances are 2 sizes up will be very good. You basically don't want a helmet to move at all on your head. The perfect fit would be like a glove. It would be snug, it would be perfect, it contours to every portion of your face and your head, and it doesn't go anywhere. Unfortunately, that's not the real way the world works, but we get as close as we physically can. So after you've sized cheeks and the helmet, you should be good to go at this point. If there's anything weird going on, like if there's any sort of pinching or crushing sensation on the front forehead or the back of the head or even the sides, I really wouldn't get it. So go venture forth, grab yourself a good helmet. Even if you have a helmet at home, you might want to think about trading it in. Helmets have an expiration date. They all have a birth date in the helmet. If you look in the helmet and move the liner around, or remove the liner if you can, there will be a little stamp or tag that says when the birth date was. 4 years later after that birth date, get rid of it. Hope you guys stay safe. Hope it gives you some good ideas. Hope you liked the review. I hope this was helpful. Good seeing you guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thumbs up or thumbs down whether you liked or disliked the video. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. Enjoy.